Hey family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a timeless reading. It could have already happened, could be happening now, could happen in the future. You can also use it as a manifestation reading. All you need to do is claim the energy for your own. This information that I get is from God and from the Holy Spirit. I don't get anything from cards, tarot cards, or anything like that. We all have masculine and feminine energies in us. So, I may say divine feminine and I mean divine masculine or vice versa. So use those terms as they make sense in your situation. If you'd like to work with me on getting astrology readings, twin flame stuff, and much more, my information is in the description below. All right. So if there's anything I left out, I will try to sprinkle it in as I go along. So let me go in. So one of the most important things I would say is for us lately knowing that we have to stay focused on the things that we know are important to us. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of the noise in the background. But we have to stay focused on the things that we know are important to us. And some of us are feeling like the passion has gone, that we don't feel the same way we used to, that things are not as exciting, or I don't know, we see so many people around us that are doing things for profit, or not really putting their hearts into things, or not really having good intentions. And sometimes we get discouraged. We get to the point where we feel like, okay, is this really going to be something that's good or beneficial to the world, or am I just going through the motions? And lately, maybe you have been feeling a lot like this, and like, what's the point in doing a lot of things? But you can do small things even with great love. So, I was talking about someone that I knew that had basically a near death experience, and a couple of people actually that I know of that told me, about their experiences. And one person that I knew, she was, funny enough, she was a nurse, that did, worked with ketamine infusions. And what she told me from her experience, actually, she had an experience with a psychedelic, or something like that. And she was saying that what she got out of it was that she felt like she had lost everything and then got it back. And she felt so grateful for her family, for her, for her loved ones, for her kids, everyone. She felt so grateful. And that's the thing that another person that had a near death experience that I talked to was talking about. Sorry, they did not say they had um, the experience like with ketamine or psychedelics or anything like that. Excuse me. Their experience was more that they had an illness and they almost passed away. So they had a physical illness and they almost passed away. And what they got out of that was, they had kind of resigned to the fact that they would pass away. And when they did finally get the treatment that they needed. They were basically begging for their life. Them and friends, people they knew, they called on connections in the hospital, and those people helped them. But they said that if they hadn't gotten the treatment in time, that they were told that they would have passed away. And they were saying that they came back basically with a new lease on life, that they really appreciated their family, their friends, loved ones more, their kids, their job. They really, looked at it like they really remembered that they had this mission that they were on, to do things, to help people, to lift people up. Um, and they had forgotten all that over the years and all the stuff that happens. Um, and it's important for us to remember that, for me and my experience, I try to stay close that way to the work. And now, of course, we don't want to have experiences where we, are having a near death experience every other day. But it feels like when we really, I think it's really just mindfulness for me, more just really paying attention to everything, to everyone, to really appreciate the small things in the environment or in the people that I'm around or the people that I love, to really appreciate fully who and what we have here, and really to try to um, show our appreciation, to stay in this energy of gratitude. And so for you, divine feminines especially, you might be feeling, and divine masculines too, but you might be feeling this sense of just appreciation and gratitude for what you have, um, because you can lose it at any time. You know that tomorrow is not promised. You know that if you have the chance, that you can really do something and make a difference in the world. And you're just sometimes so grateful. And sometimes, like these people that have had these experiences, whether it's, with psychedelics, or whether it's, with other other things, or whether it's, an illness, excuse me, um, you might get a new appreciation. And I think, for a lot of people, for me, mindfulness does it. It really reminds me of the things that I have, and really to appreciate those things even more. Um, and it's, I know for a lot of people, it it helps, for them to have different experiences, and they create experiences sometimes for themselves where they lose everything, and then it's like back to square one. And then, what if they got it back overnight, and they would appreciate it so much more because they lost it, you know um and for me, again, the mindfulness thing. And it's funny, I had this experience where I was meditating. I guess you would call it meditating, single point of focus meditation. So basically, I was focusing on one spot in the room until everything went black around me. And there are theories about that's us going back to the source, to the one. When we can really see that, or when we really go to sleep, they say we wake up out of um this simulation, and we're back, to our reality, which is us being, you know limitless, having all um all things, or having the potential to do all things. And when we do it, it feels like for me, when I had this experience where I was just focusing on one spot on the wall and everything else went black around me. It was just um like everything had melted away. And seeing and having an experience like that, seeing something like that, it was pretty amazing for me. But it reminds me that definitely nothing is promised, that nothing is forever, um, except maybe love. You know how it is. But truth for sure in God. But it's, you know what I mean, that food or drinks or, clothes or shoes or whatever, those things aren't forever and we're not promised any of that. So we just try to express our gratitude for the things that we have, the time that we have, and all of that. Um, and it's not always clear. Sometimes we lose sight of it. But divine masculine might be experiencing this, that maybe divine feminine walked away. Maybe you got tired. Maybe you said, I've been waiting and waiting and I don't want to wait anymore. And you got into your dark feminine energy and you said, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to pour into myself. I'm going to put time, attention, energy into myself. And from that, they're seeing your glow up. They're saying that they're seeing, sorry, that you're pouring into the work, the calling that you have, the things that you need to do in the world, that you're really, thriving, and that, if you're seeing this, Venus moving into Aquarius, this really, exaltation, it seems like, of you mastering your craft, you mastering the things that have really put work, time, attention, and energy into, the things that you really want to do in the world, to give your gifts to the world. And people are noticing that, they're seeing your intellect, they're seeing your speaking abilities. They're seeing your beauty, they're seeing your charm, they're seeing your elegance and your eloquence. They're seeing you may be, connecting with people that can really, lift you up and help you to become famous or rich or successful or all of those things, or, celebrity status. Um, you may be connecting with people that could really open a lot of doors for you. And it's amazing, for you to be able to see these things unfolding in your life. And this is the time, when you can really, so if you go out, it's a time when you can really elevate and do some things in your life. So when you go out, when you get around people, make sure that um, you are dressed the way you want to be dressed, that you look the way you want to look, or, you know, of course, being authentic, but maybe you want to do a little bit more, so that if you do run into that person while you're out and about, that you are presenting yourself in the way you want to be seen or perceived, that you are able to speak, that that make sure that you have mastered the things that you have wanted to do, so that when you do get in a situation and someone says, okay, give me your 15-second elevator pitch or your 30-second elevator pitch, tell me what it is that's important to you, tell me what you do. And when you're practiced, you're ready, you're able to do it, people really see a lot of your value. They see, great things about you. They do want to work with you, they want to collaborate, they want to elevate you, they want to put you in positions where you can really share your gifts. And this is a time when this could be happening for you, and you can have some amazing opportunities coming your way from these things that you're doing. Just making sure that you have studied, or however it is that you study, because we can talk about studying and what it means, and how it's really drawing things out of your own self, because you already have access to all knowledge, as we know, as spiritual beings, we can tap into the collective unconscious. We can tap into, the Akashic records. We can tap into sources of knowledge, that are infinite, really. Um, and really, we don't need to read books and things like that once we understand that we can tap into these sources, and really there's unlimited resources there. And maybe we fear that there are limits on things, and this is something that I probably will do another reading on. But sometimes, people feel like there's limits on things, that they feel like they have to control things, they have to constrict, or they have to, whatever it is. And divine feminine is again in that dark feminine energy saying, no, this is an unlimited supply. There is abundance for us. Um, we can kind of relax into the divine feminine energy and actually receive. And we create so much. We are the place where life is born. And so we rest in that energy, and that's where we're supposed to be. And there's nothing wrong with flowing, in both masculine and feminine energy when we need to, but we remember that we attract, we don't chase, that we create. And this is not like an effortful, like it's with ease that we create. It's with ease that we um attract. It's with ease that we birth things. It's with ease that we make things beautiful. Um, we just let our gifts and talents and abilities flow, and this is what we come up with. We take a house and make it into a home. It is with ease that we do that. We put our stamp on it and create amazing things from what we touch. um we do have the Midas touch. We just have to come back to that and remember who we are. All right, y'all, so I don't want to make this video too long. Just wanted to share this with you, and I'm coming back to you with another video soon. As always, I say happy lightning fast manifesting, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. As always, stay in the divine feminine, in the dark feminine energy. Continue to attract, continue to expect, continue to create, continue to um, know your worth, to understand who and what you are, to understand the importance of the divine masculines and feminines coming together to create. And it doesn't make sense if there's separation. Sometimes separation is necessary, but often a lot of us, get separated for no good reason. And it's important for us to continue to work on the things that we need to do on ourselves, on, staying in the energy that we need to stay in order to create the things and, attract the things that we want into our lives. And we can sit back and see miracles happen when we do these things. So watch, read, listen to. I encourage you to things that are going to lift you up, that are going to continue to help you um, continue to glow up, continue to um, make sure that you are allowing things to unfold in your life and not trying to force too much. It's important. Surround yourself with good energy, with people that do have good energy, that are trying to do the same things or similar things to what you're doing. All right, y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all later. All right. Love y'all. Bye for now.